Yo, what is good, everybody? Yo, we got one of the more telling episodes of Yuuna and the Hot Spring, but not only was it telling, it is also missing some very big context, and I thought I'd fill in the blanks for you. The thing that honestly did not think they were going to save up all the way from episode 1 all the way till now is this really scary moment now for me anyway, thinking about it. I'm guessing the fandoms should be kind of worried too, but the very start of the show is of Yuuna disappearing, seemingly flying in the air and just disappearing, and our character being left in question, just like how everybody else who was watching the show probably was. And here we are, episode 11, with no answers to why that's happened or what is even happening. And I think I'm putting the parts together in my own way of just watching these episodes and noticing little different things that have caught my eye. And from what I can tell, I think what we're seeing in the very first episode could very be possible Yuuna ascending to heaven for finally having whatever she regretted coming true, and our main character completing his tasks of what he set out to do for her in the first place, which would pretty much end the series. I mean, unless she's reincarnated as at her age or something. It'd be weird if he is a reincarnated Yuuna and she's like a baby. So, and the only reason why I'm saying that is this episode made it very clear that regardless of all the things that this man will go through, he would throw it all away in a heartbeat to make her happy, or even if he heard her talking under her breath for 5 seconds, he's still going to try to put together the pieces of just what she was so curious about. And I really enjoy this relationship, but it's one of the weirdest relationships to kind of stand behind, because even I had to pause the show when I figured out he was going to literally be dancing by the fire with Yuuna. My first thought was like, oh, maybe he'll dance with one of the girls, but Yuuna will possess her. Yeah. No, he danced with her, alright. And all the other girls that pretty much want him just watch. And usually that doesn't work out quite well for other main protagonists, so this was definitely a rare occasion of the girls actually understanding that they should just chill off. And that's another reason why I'm really scared to see if this is like an ascension type of deal when it comes down to the final episodes, because not only did I think I got a little bits of hints that there is more of a manga of the story going, but it's different when it comes down to a show that can easily cut tides and kind of cut the show short if they don't, see any other reasons to work. I mean, look at One Punch Man, okay? One Punch Man did phenomenal. We still don't have a season 2 of that. And I think it's mainly because of just how the cookie crumbled, in the sense of who got their hands on it next. And if it wasn't living up to the potential that they saw it to live up, or they needed it to live up in their opinion, And if a company thinks that something's not good enough to show, they don't want to show it, they're really not gonna show it probably. So there's a lot of chances of these things happening to these types of shows. So if and like a lot of companies and business people won't even tell. They'll just be like, well, we just decided to do this, so pack your bags, we don't need this anymore, you know. You might not even get a really hint until your contract's up. You're going into a meeting to figure out if you're doing another season, and you're just not. Which I'm sorry for bringing up the most negative possible thing to happen. I'm just looking at the future of how the show just went from, you know, doing all of this funny stuff and not really giving us an answer to the question, unless this answer is going to be leading into quite a bit of new things or new territories in general. Then that makes a lot of sense that they probably didn't want to spoil it. That a new season's coming with a lot of crazy characters or battles, whatever the case that they go in the direction of. I'm just someone who is being a realistic, and I want to know exactly when and what I could possibly be looking at when it comes down to a series that I really enjoy watching. Because this week's episode had a bunch of different little tidbits that they really played on throughout the whole series, which made it even funnier. Was our main character has literally been possessed by every single type of spirit you can think of known, just so they could like fulfill their lives through him or something. He's been a rock climber, he's a cooker, he was probably like a diver, so he learned how to dive really well underwater. Anything that really came up for the occasion that he needed to handle, he had been possessed by something god tier at it. So it was never really a problem. In this week's episode, he needed to get into the girl's room at night, so they had like a little sleepover and got to play cards and stuff. So, of course, their room just happened to be on the 10th floor, and he climbed it because possessed by a rock climber. So that rock climber could easily climb 10-story buildings and spy on whoever he wanted. That's what I got out of that. But yeah, amazing stuff. There's still an episode left of what we can be possibly getting. I'm honestly curious to see where all of this ends up, because regardless of what we get with the whole disappearance thing, as long as it continues to go like the disappearance is definitely forced by maybe someone else, and they have to take out that person, like maybe she doesn't go to heaven, but she is in a place where someone has, you know, the say of what she can and can't do there. Anything like that to kind of keep the series going would be an amazing outcome for me. And I'm guessing a lot of the fans out there who want to see more of this show. Let me know if there's anything you guys can see this show doing in the future to really keep it alive and keep it going, at least in the least. Other than that, though, I really can't be mad. The only thing I am kind of mad about is my Ninja Babe throwing herself at people because of other people's love potions. Even though she had a hint of love for him in the first place, so the potion worked. Blah, blah, blah. She would have never did that. I'm just salty, bro. Like, she's wifey, okay? And she's wifey, alright? But yeah, other than that, amazing stuff. I told you guys in the last episode, this is probably the strongest human of all times. And again, he proves it by letting a demon that seemingly is super duper strong, and it biting down on him, and not even it didn't even make him bleed or anything. Its fangs broke on his arms alone, and he offered the monster to continue to gnaw on him until he felt satisfied. but I think he kind of could tell that the teeth broke too. So maybe that was just a way of talking trash. I don't know, but he was going to do it. He knew that because of other people that spirit is there and that it would never have been there if that wasn't the case of them knocking over that rock and awakening it. So he's very fair in that sense, which also makes him a very likable character, in my opinion. Maybe hateable in other people's, but I like the character a lot, and I think that's another reason why it's easy for me to want this season to come, because if you make this character this strong, who can pretty much take out the guy in High School DX almost right now without any extra power up that he gets throughout just this season alone. It's not like he met a dragon and got stronger. You know, this man is a human being possessed by normal people who turn into spirits, like a cooker and a rock climber. It's not like he's only being possessed by people that are, oh, I was a ninja for 17 years, but I want to be a ninja through you, and then a Navy SEAL. You know, it's people who at normal day lives were just really good at normal day life stuff usually. I think he did get possessed by a martial artist, which kind of gave him the technique probably for his punch. But other than that, he's pretty basic and one of the most strongest protagonists that's a human full on, in my opinion. Which I think even Hisei in that show he is a demon. Yeah, he has wings, so he's not even human anymore. I don't really know any humans that are messing with him, besides Saitama, you know. Saitama is, and that's like also community comedy, you know. So this show is pretty funny and has comedy in it, but it seems to take itself a little bit serious when it's fighting, just like how One Punch Man might do itself. So really interested to see the comparisons of when this show gets big enough for people to look at his power or look at his different feats that he does. Really want to see what he can pull out in a versus battle, things like that. I think that would be really cool for his character. Just because he's a brute, but that also means he would never fight a female, and he already technically loses against all women. So that's kind of lame. But overall, everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Let me know in the comments down below, or just by subscribing. That's nice too. I will be dropping more videos. I think the video I probably will be doing next will be My Hero. And I just want to talk about some interesting things that happened in that week's episode. Not only that, it feels like every show is so close to the end that with them ending, we're going to hopefully be blessed with a lot more content of new shows that can even keep up. Like, who can keep up with My Hero, How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, Ragnarok, Yuuna's Hot Spring, all of these amazing shows? Will there be shows that compete with it next? That's what this channel will be about, and so we can find out if there is. So make sure you're subscribed and ready with them notifications on to be notified as soon as I drop my videos and reviews on these new animes that are going to be dropping quite soon. Alright, everybody. Talk to you in the next one. Take care.